Hey everybody, welcome back to Gooseberry Homestead. So today we are having the Eclipse, but I wanted to go ahead and do a quick video and share an update on my Gooseberry hybrid. As you can see here in my video, the plant has actually gotten significantly higher. The last time I did my video was on July 10th, and well, I'm not exactly sure what the date is today because I wasn't paying attention to that. I just knew that Monday was the eclipse. But yeah, I know for sure it is well past August 10th. So I wanted to update you all on my Gooseberry hybrid, how it's doing. Keep in mind, in my past videos, if you have not watched them, I have talked in length about my plant and its characteristics and how it possibly could be a non-fruiting plant because it took after the gooseberry parent rather than the current parent, and by parent I mean parent plant. And so it has thorns on the spines, whereas like the jostaberries, which are also a gooseberry and a current hybrid plant, those ones actually took after the current parent and they don't have thorns. So studies have shown that the plants that take after a gooseberry parent plant, they often tend to be non-bearing, so they won't have fruit, or if they do have fruit, it'll be little to no fruit. So so my update today is on my plant here, as you can see in front of us. And before, if you notice where the rim of the pot is, that's where the last leaves and stems were at back in July, and now it has grown almost a foot. It's up to here right now, so it's grown almost a full foot, maybe a little bit more. Let's see, right there's the top of the plant where my finger is pointing to, and right now it's getting ready to put on some big leaves, and it'll be as big as these leaves right here. So that's really great. It's also putting on other outshoots. Get down here and try not to cause too much shadows. So as you see here is a new branch coming on, and it's coming out of the corner right here. And the lighting is not so great because we are having the eclipse right now, and so it's kind of hard to see. I'll lift the limb a little bit so you can see. Here's another one, and they're coming out of the corners of the previous main stem that's going up here. And so it's putting on some new leaves right here. That's the very top of the plant, and so it's looking just gorgeous. And I've noticed after last month we had this formation of leaves here, and then now they have changed, and now they are they still have the 3 segments to the leaves pattern, just like they had on these ones where there's a separation, so 1, 2, 3. But I noticed on these that they started separating in here too, on these bottom leaves here. And so these ones have finished the separation part. As you can see, this one only has 2 separate areas, but it still has the main arrowhead, and then it has the separation, 3 segments, and then it added on these little bits down here of leaves too. So I'm noticing a different pattern, and so it kind of looks like the current leaves, I'm guessing. I'm not sure really what kind of current mixed with this gooseberry, but it is very beautiful. And this one is looking pretty good too, this leaf section here. And the leaves look they're like really glossy. So it's doing great. This is the update. It's growing really well. I'm sure it's going to overwinter really well. It should lose its leaves this fall and then come back next spring. Anyways, we're getting ready to enjoy this eclipse and with the family. The lighting has changed already a lot. I'll go ahead and pan out now. Keep in mind, people, we are renters, and I only pay for the water I water my plants with. So my lawn is pretty much dead where I'm not doing a whole lot of watering, but you can kind of see how the sky is looking. Now I'm not going to point my camera at the sun itself because I don't know if it'll mess up my camera, and yeah, so I just decided not to, but I'll just kind of pan up. The sky's nice and blue here in Washington State. No clouds where we are, and so if you can, I don't know if you can really see in the camera, but it kind of looks like sunrise right now, and it's 10 o'clock. And normally, and you can tell if you were here in person, the lighting is a little bit different. It's more of a yellow color to outside, and right now in my camera, from what I can see, it's like a light yellow, like the grass looks like a light yellow, but it's actually kind of more of a darker golden color, sort of like at sunrise and sunset. And so it's really just kind of cool. Anyways, I might go ahead and unplug my camera. That was my update for my Gooseberry hybrid amongst our Eclipse that we're having. And then I'll go ahead and share my other gooseberries. I finally got some pots for the parent, or for the gooseberries that sprouted from the same seeds that came from the fruit that this hybrid came from. And I have them in little nursery pots now, and I have them in the tote bins because they're really liking the tote bins. For whatever reason, they are growing really well in them. So I'm just kind of keeping them together. I was thinking maybe this winter I will go ahead and keep them in the tote bin, maybe for a little extra like protection just over the winter this winter. And so I'll spread them out next spring and give them a little bit more space to grow. But they're pretty tall. This is a pretty decent sized tote. It's one of those larger ones, and I think I have about maybe 12 or 13 plants in each one. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not going to count them on camera for you. I have 2 of them now. So these ones were the ones that I just planted into their pots just this week. As you can see, they're considerably smaller because the roots didn't have enough places to go in the little tiny core pots that I had them in. And so you can definitely see these are all from the same batch, and these ones are significantly taller because I planted these ones into the nursery pots last month, and so they've had time to adjust and the roots get bigger and for the plants to get bigger. So this is maybe a good tip for those who are growing their fruits and maybe even trees and stuff. So if you have a smaller container that you have something planted in, guess what? Your plant's going to stay smaller. So that'll go for trees as well. So if you are trying to I mean think about it. People grow bonsai and they have like a whole little forest that they can set on their table, okay? So it's kind of the same idea. If it doesn't have enough room for the plant to grow, it'll only grow to a certain height, okay? So I'm actually going to be keeping some of my fruit plants in some of my fruit trees in some of my little tiny pots so that my trees will stay smaller. So just because, I don't want to plant them in the ground while we're renting. And I might plant one of the trees in the backyard because I do believe apricots are self-fertile, so they don't need another one. So I might be planting one of them out in this backyard. So yeah, so here's those gooseberries, and they're smaller. They look good though. They're really healthy. And then I had a little overflow, so I've got about 6 plants in this one, and it's a smaller tote. And then I have these ones right here, and these ones have been in these 4 pots for a while. I think I'm going to go ahead and leave them in these pots. They're good. I'm not going to be putting them into anything else. This one's already started branching out. This was my tallest gooseberry plant of all of them, and I have some others that are starting to compete for the tallest, but if you notice down here at the base, they started bushing out, and so that's very awesome because that means it's going to just have nice balance. And I've noticed some of my gooseberries keep leaning over, so I have some of them staked a little bit just to try to get their stems to maybe go a little bit more upright and not be so wonky and off to the side. So that one's looking great. This one's growing really straight, and it's already started bushing out, which is really nice. So this one's going to be a super, super strong plant also. And then here was this one. It finally started getting taller, the one in the purple pot. And it's got, oh, the sun's doing something. All right. And so this one's looking really great, and it's got a really nice straight stalk. And then it was super bushy, and then it just started going straight up, and so it's spreading out a little bit. So that's going to be a really nice gooseberry plant too. And I was thinking this one was a hybrid also, but I'm starting to think that possibly this one is just like all these other ones over here, and that it just looked like it might have been a hybrid. The leaves are still just a little bit different, but they look a lot like some of the other leaves. So I don't think it's a hybrid. I think I only ended up with the one. So and then here's the other variety of gooseberry that I have. These ones are the European variety that are like really huge, like the size of a large grape, or like one of those gold dollars that you see with the lady's face on it, the Liberty coin, I think. Not exactly sure what it's called. I'm not a coin expert. So that's how that's looking. Right here I've got Cape gooseberries, aka golden berries, growing, and they have their little zoom down here so you can see. They have these little pods on them, and there's gonna have a golden berry inside, and so I'm gonna have some really yummy fruit. I think I'm gonna have enough this year to be able to make some golden berry jam, so I'm excited about that. So anyways, there's nothing growing in these, but I moved a lot of stuff around in my garden and planted a whole bunch of other things out over here along the fence. I put the cinder blocks. I decided to keep them over here. I'll probably even it out next year with maybe a little bit of lawn clippings underneath. Use what I've got. Maybe not buy stuff. Just to even out all the bricks along the edge right here. And I'm just going to use all the bricks that were left on the property by the landlords and just kind of make it look somewhat nice, I guess. But I had a bunch of strawberries that put out a ton of babies on their vines that coming off of them. So I've got hula berries growing along the fence here. All these little babies. I got a ton of them. So I should have a whole bunch of strawberries maybe next year or the year after. I'm not sure. But, I mean, the hula berries are fun, but I'm not really that crazy about them. Right here are my apricot trees. This one is doing the best. Well, they're all doing great, but this one is like super, super full. And then over here I have those Himalayan pine trees, and they're doing amazing also. Super excited. This one has got some really, really beautiful spikes on it, like not spikes but pine needles, and it's just gorgeous. My lavender's starting to die, and then I've got another Himalayan pine, and this one was the one that got damaged when we had the tornado that blew through here in the area where I was at near Olympia, and it's putting out different little sections here, so I'm not sure if that one's gonna look like my other plants, or the other trees. It might end up looking a little bit different. And then I've got my other ones down here. These ones aren't doing so great. I have a Normand fir and a Lebanon pine, or cedar, Lebanon cedar. And then I've got some blackberries right here. And the blackberries, when I moved them, the tops were so tall that they broke. So I cut them and stuck them in the dirt. Need to water them again. They might root, they might not. So anyways, here's my dandelion patch. And anyways, I'm gonna get off of here and go do some eclipse watching with the little doodads we made from do-it-yourself Pinterest items. So anyways, you guys have a great day and enjoy the eclipse. Bye.